Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Inside the beautiful Access to All Me studios, it's another episode of the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show. Hello to you all once again, wherever you may be, wherever you may go. Keith Jouganatos alongside my co-host Dustin Padgett, D-Padge. Another exciting week of sports here at NorCal Sports TV in the books. I know you're excited to get to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We had a volleyball game on the agenda this week that I got a chance to do. Just one football game as well. A little bit of a short week, but hey, let's get to it.
Yes, indeed. We start this weekly recap show, this episode of the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show, with volleyball, with two volleyball teams that are very familiar to each other. Sonora and Summerville both played last year twice, with Sonora beating Summerville in two straight games. In those two straight games, Summerville only managed to win one set. At 9-9 this year, Summerville is way better than they were the year before when they did play Summerville. Summerville looking for their 20th win of the season right before they go into postseason play. So you got the Wildcats and the Bears, and you got the highlights on NorCal Sports TV as we go to them right now. Summerville and Sonora, 19-7 Wildcats, 9-9 Summerville Bears. And this is a game where we really wanted to see on senior night for Summerville. Dustin Padgett, what a great night it was.
Oh yeah, super exciting. The crowd was raucous. It was completely full, and nobody left throughout this time, Keith. It was really an exciting environment to see for a volleyball game.
You can't spell dedication without the scene crowd. Pick this one up in the first set, and Summerville just laying down the law here with an emphasis on that volleyball.
Oh yeah, they came out quick and raring in this first set. They really took it to them, Keith. They beat them by more than 15 here in the opening set.
You see here, that's just poetry in motion, D-Padge, and the ability to get that volleyball over the line. That takes supreme skill. All right, 16-7 Summerville at this point. They lead 1-0 after winning the first set. So Sonora and Summerville, taking it to them once again, but Summerville fighting back here as Sonora up 16-7 in this first set.
Yeah, this was a good serve here by Heem, and as you see, this was a long rally. Ended up winning for the Bears, giving them a point here. They battled the second set. It was the best played set they had of the match, Keith. They only lost it by 10 points.
All right, so 16-8 at this point, still in the second set as Summerville, get that out of my house, they say. And once again, Sonora fighting back here, but man, just great fight here in the second set from Summerville.
Yeah, Somerville did not give up. They made a comeback in the second set, as I mentioned. They got it to as close as they could in this match.
All right, third set. Sonora up 2-0 at this point, so they're looking to just put this away. Up 4-2 in this one, and boom goes the dynamite on that spike.
Oh, yeah, she nailed that kill there, and as you see, the defender didn't want anything to do with that one.
All right, 7-3 now as we pick this up in the third set a little later, and right there with the ace, Sonora just taking it to him.
Oh, yeah, Sonora averaged 2.5 aces a match, and in this game they had, a set, Keith, and in this game they had 10, so they're just about their average.
15-7, boom! That's how you spike that one into the gym floor.
Oh, yeah. They just went on a nice run here to finish this one off late here in the third set to put the Bears away, did the Wildcats.
18-9 after that little touch pass there, or a little touch lob, I guess you could say. 24-11. Sonora looking to put the exclamation mark on this one, and they do. Out of bounds as that volleyball, and inbounds as number 20 win for the Sonora Wildcats. They win this one 25-11, 3-0. It is a perfect clean sweep in this one. So once again, 20th win for Sonora. They go right into the playoffs. They look like a team that can really go far this postseason.
Oh, yeah, they were 17th ranked in the state coming into this game, Keith, and as I saw, they dominated this one from start to finish. They were never down, not one time in this match, and I feel like they're going to be a team to look out for moving forward. It's going to be a good playoff opportunity here for the Sonora Wildcats.
You got to give credit to Summerville, though. They did finish under 500 last year. So at 9-10, this is not a bad year by any means. This team is improving year by year.
Yes, it's a program thing, Keith. The Sonora Wildcats clearly are a volleyball-built team. We got there a little early that day, and I was able to see the JV game, and it was the same situation. It goes from the top to the bottom. Sonora Wildcats are just dominating. The Somerville Bears, they show up and they're battling, and that's all that you can ask for against a team like the Wildcats where you know that you're overmatched. The best that you could do is go out there and play your best game. Coach was calling timeouts when they were down by 10 or 15 points in the set. Why would she do that? Well, she wanted to give their team an opportunity to win points. They weren't attempting to win this match, Keith, as this was progressing. They were attempting to just play their best. On senior night, as you well know, this could be the last game some of these young women are playing in their careers. Some of them aren't going to go on to play college volleyball. So very important game for them at home for the Somerville Bears. And, hey, they played it. You know, they didn't come out with any success, but they had a good time, and I could tell that everybody was having a good time on senior night. So for the Bears, give that to them.
All right, so Sonora will continue their season tonight as they play Manteca at 7 p.m. It is a playoff matchup, so Sonora looking to get that win over Manteca. We switch over to football now. Modesto Junior College and West Hills Coalinga. West Hills Coalinga has not won a game so far this year. On the flip side, Modesto Junior College rebounding after a loss 2 weeks ago to San Mateo by beating Sequoias 44-21. The Pirates are right back in the state championship hunt for football. Now that Velasquez is healthy at quarterback, it looks like all systems go for the Pirates. But would West Hills Coalinga be able to pull off the biggest upset of the year in JUCO football? Well, we're going to find out because we got the highlights. West Hills Coalinga and MJC, 5-1 Pirates, 0-6 Falcons. In this one, a tale of two completely different squads going in two completely different directions. 3-0 MJC at the 14:40 mark in the second quarter. They're trying to get to the outside here, but the ball's loose, and it's picked up by D'Angelo Bellamy of the Pirates, and it's 10-0 just like that.
That play was doomed from the start. It was a big loss in the backfield. Great play for the defense at MJC.
And then Deshaun Alderson with another rushing touchdown attack onto his total for the year. 17-0 MJC just like that. They have the football again. Danny Velasquez has the football again. And Velasquez right down Broadway. It's 24-0.
The onslaught begins.
Yes, but West Hills Coalinga here showing some fight as they tack on a touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. 24-6 at that point. So, with under a minute to go in the second quarter, Lucas Curtis, you want to see my 40-time scouts? I'll show you the 40-time, and I'll show you this cut to make it a 30-point game just like that.
What a play there from Curtis. Not just a run, but the cutback to get the last 10.
Peyton Superbase with a touchdown there. 38-6 MJC at this point. They are just piling it on. So West Hills Coalinga starting to show some more fight. They tack on another touchdown. 38-12 after that. But not to be outdone, Peyton Bass says, I'm going to go in one more time just for safe measure. 45-12 MJC at that point. But they're not done yet because Anderson Grover, Neves the backup in the game, and Grover growing his way to the end zone. 52-12, it's a 40-point lead at this point. Then Tommy Olagundudu, boom, right there in the corner from Neves. 59-12 MJC, just like that. They're not done yet, just so you know. Zaire Eugene, rushing touchdown. It's 60-plus points in this one. 66-12. Man, what a game for MJC. They put up more than 60 points on West Hills Coalinga.
They did everything right here, Keith. Offensively, defensively, they scored 4 rushing touchdowns. They had 4 passing touchdowns. And you know what? When you mentioned Neves, the backup coming in, Neves could be a starter for many teams in this conference. And I'm telling you, he came in and he did a good job as well. They did everything right. It was only 3-0 at the end of the first quarter, Keith. This was a low-scoring, seemingly close game, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we saw what Velasquez and the rushing game for MJC can do, putting up all those points.
Yes, it's really interesting because 1 week San Mateo holds them to 12, and the next 2 weeks they just come out gangbusters scoring the football. What do you make of these last 2 weeks? Are they back to their normal selves?
I do think, yes, they are back to their normal selves. They're happy to have Velasquez back, but I also feel like after they lost that game, they probably got a nice ribbing from coach, and they probably had a tough week of practice, and they came out and they've shown against 2 teams that they were expected to beat, don't get me wrong, but they've came out and they've not just shown up and won, but they've shown up and dominated. They've scored over 110 points in the last 2 weeks. That's 55-point average a game, Keith. That's a lot more points than any team that you're going to be facing is going to score. So if you're scoring 55 points a game, you're going to win every game.
Well, they have won almost every single game, and they will continue to try and win the rest of these games before the postseason play. MJC will play Fresno at home this Saturday. West Hills Coalinga will play Sequoias on the road. Chabot and SRJC were supposed to play this week. Unfortunately, due to the fires and everything of that nature, that game has been postponed, pushed back to a later date. And we send our condolences to everyone affected by the fires, and we wish them well going forward. We will take a break. When we come back, we've got a whole bunch of previews on NorCal Sports TV. You get a preview, you get a preview, everyone gets a preview on the NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show right after this.
The public transit system has really supported my education. That's one thing that the Tuolumne County Transit System provides is a sense of community.
So I needed to find a job, and people told me about Medalo job training. They helped me with my resume. I got to see where openings were, and I found a great job at Black Oak Casino.
Ever since I started coming here to Sonora, the Sonora transit system has been a big help in me getting to my appointments. If it wasn't for the transit system, I wouldn't be able to get around very easily.
We welcome you back to the NorCal Sports TV weekly recap show inside the Access Tuolumne Studios. Keith Jouganatos, Dustin Padgett. D-Pads just got done with some highlights from last week, and now we're on to our previews.
Oh, yes, and we've got quite a few of them on the agenda. Even a new sport coming up this week for us, Keith.
Yes, as we bring in some new sports into the fold, you can watch all of these games online for free at NorCal Sports TV on our YouTube channel. Free $99. You can't beat that. So we will start with some football. Sonora and Somerville, 4-3 Wildcats of Sonora, 3-6 Somerville Bears. Two teams that last week had differing results. Last week, Sonora losing 49-14 to Amador. Somerville coming off a hard-fought 15-12 win against Bret Hart. Who do you like in this one?
Hey, I like Sonora in this one. Even though they came off a loss here, Keith, they're the up-and-coming team. They're the team to look out for in the mother lode. In Somerville, what to say about that game? They won that game, yes, 15-12, but Bret Hart coming out with just 15, 16 men on their team. I feel like Somerville probably thinks that they probably should have done a little bit better than a 15-12 performance there. So 3-6, 4-3 right now. Sonora in the edge in my mind, but, you know, this could be a close game. As we well know, this is crosstown rivals, so probably going to be a close rivalry battle.
Yes, crosstown rivals and two quarterbacks who do some of the same things in Nick Crockett of Sonora and Jaden Brochini of Somerville. That should be a good one. Monte Vista and San Ramon Valley, one of the games of the week for our teams here on NorCal Sports TV going forward on our lineup. 7-2 Mustangs of Monte Vista, 6-3 Wolves of San Ramon Valley. Monte Vista on a 3-game winning streak last week after winning 31-21 on the road against Clayton Valley Charter. San Ramon Valley, 24-21 win over Cal last week, who Monte Vista beat a couple weeks ago. Who do you like in this one?
Ooh, this could be a close matchup, Keith. But again, I like Monte Vista. They're coming out hot, as you mentioned. They've won 3 games in a row. And the team that they just beat, Clayton Valley, even though some of you may not have heard of them, they're a very good program. They came off a really big win here, 3 in a row, of course. And Monte Vista, you know, they're going to be at home. It's going to be a good battle. But again, you're playing a 6-3 team in San Ramon, so don't leave them for any slouching because this could be a good battle. I expect a lot of points here in this one.
We will wait and see what happens at this one. That's going to be a good one. We should wait and see what happens in that one. Well, the highlights next week on NorCal Sports TV. All right, a game that we are going to be doing, the famous Harvest Bowl. 2-7 Pittman on the road against Turlock at 7-2. Last year, D-Patch, Turlock winning their 5th consecutive Harvest Bowl, 33-0 on the road against Pittman. 5th straight Harvest Bowl win last year, and they're coming into this Harvest Bowl in a 5-game winning streak, and actually a 4-game winning streak, excuse me. And for Turlock, after beating Grigori 25-13 at this point, they are just firing all cylinders. What does Pittman got to do to win this game?
Hey, you know what, Keith? You got to manage the game. You got to try to have the time of possession in your favor, and you got to not have any turnovers. The turnovers have been a big problem for them this year, and I feel like, you know, for Pittman, if you want to win this game, which seemingly is going to be very difficult, you're going to have to play a really sound football game. No penalties, you know, as little penalties as possible, no turnovers, that type of game. On the flip side, however, Turlock, as you mentioned, you took the words out of my mouth. Firing on all cylinders is exactly what they're doing. You might want to watch out for this team moving forward playoff time, Keith.
Yes, Turlock will definitely be a team we'll have to keep an eye on during the postseason. Pittman looking to pull off the upset on Friday night. We then move to the next calendar day. It's JUCO football. Fresno City Rams 5-2. MJC Pirates getting their 6th win last week as Fresno City beating Sac City 27-10 last week. For Modesto, this is a team firing all cylinders as well, but Fresno City 5-2. These are two teams very well could be vying for a state championship game berth.
Definitely, Keith. They're going to be a high-scoring affair, as we know. Modesto can score some points, but hey, Fresno City, they're having a good season. 5-2, they are no slouching either. I feel like this is going to be a good matchup. Modesto is going to have to come out and play strong. They've already got one loss this year. I know that they do not want to get another one. That if they want to move on to have a possible state championship opportunity, another loss is not on the agenda. So big game for both teams, but Modesto, look for them to come out on top here.
Yes, indeed, and we will see if Modesto and Velasquez, who looks good as new healthy-wise, can beat Fresno City at home. The other game on the JUCO docket for us, 5-2 FCEF Community College versus 4-2 Chabot College, Gladiators, and SFC going to do battle here. Chabot didn't play last week because of the fires, postponing the game to a later date. So we wish everyone once again the best in that department. FCFCC beating Diablo Valley 22-14 in a hard-fought game last week. Who has the advantage in this one?
Well, as we all well know, SFCC is one of the best community college football teams in the land, not just here in California. So that being said, they're always a team that you want to look out for if you're the opponent. However, this year they're having a little bit of a rough patch. 5-2, it might seemingly be a good record for them. That they wish they were doing a little bit better. And out of their 5 wins, a couple of them were close, as you just mentioned, 8-point game versus Diablo Valley. So that being said, Chabot, 4-game winning streak. Chabot is playing very good football right now. And they had a unintentional bye week this past week. They have not played in a week and a half. I feel like that slightly gives them some momentum heading here into this game. It should be a good battle. SFCC is not going to walk away with an easy win here. This will be a close game. We've been following Chabot all season long. I feel like they're going to come out with a good battle here, Keith.
We will see who comes out with the victory in that one, and we will see you after we take this commercial break and get a word from our sponsors here on the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show. We welcome you back to the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show inside the Access to All MA Studios. Keith Jouganatos, Dustin Padgett, D-Pads. We're right in the thick of our previews, and now it is time to welcome basketball season here on NorCal Sports TV. We do hundreds of basketball games every single year on NorCal Sports TV, so we're ready to kick this off. Are you, my friend?
Oh, yeah, I don't know who's more excited, you or I. I've been waiting for basketball season all year long. We've got a couple of big games on the agenda for this Sunday, Keith.
Yes, this Sunday we kick off our basketball programming on NorCal Sports TV at the JUCO level with 2 great matchups, and we can't wait for you to see these ones. We've got Santa Rosa Junior College, number 20 in the entire state, against San Mateo in the SF tournament. This is a team, Santa Rosa last year, D-Pads 23-8. They bring back 9 freshmen on this squad. They're going to be right in the thick of things.
Oh, definitely. Santa Rosa is a team to watch out for. I was born and raised community hospital right there in Santa Rosa. I know very well about this program. Not only have they been having good years, but they've got a good program altogether. Kind of like SFCC. Santa Rosa is always putting out winning teams. That is going to be a tough matchup for the San Mateo boys. San Mateo, you know, they're well known as the football land, as we know, one of the top football teams in the land. But basketball, they're a little bit, you know, in between. So see if they can come out and manage this game, keep it close. But I have my eyes on Santa Rosa. I feel like they're going to come out and have a good dominating performance.
Well, we will wait and see how Santa Rosa looks in their first action at the JUCO basketball level for this upcoming season. Another team that was really dominant last year is on the second game of our docket on Sunday, the CCSF Rams, 31-2 last year against Yuba College. CCSF was 31-2 last year. Dustin Padgett, number 1 in the pre-rankings for this preseason. Coming into this basketball season, they are expected to do a lot of big things this year.
Right, and they're also the host, if you will, of this tournament. So, of course, they're going to be expected to come out and have a good battle. If you're Yuba, same situation as I'm saying with San Mateo. Yuba's got to come out and find a method to the madness to win this game. That's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to play your best defense, and you're going to have to play your best offense, because CCSF boys, they're good, and they are not going to be some team that you want to look over, because this is going to be a good battle for them. I think they're going to come out with a pretty heavy win, but we'll have to see how Yuba shows up.
These 2 teams played last year in the NorCal Jamboree, and they'll play this Sunday, and you can watch that on NorCal Sports TV. And we cannot wait to have you come watch us next week for another episode of the NorCal Sports TV Weekly Recap Show. For all of us here inside the beautiful Access to All MA Studios, Keith Jouganatos, my partner Dustin Padgett, we are signing off same time next week with a whole new slate of games and a whole new set of highlights. Have a good one.